Which one? Two.
Hello, folks. Welcome to Courtside here at the WFCU Center. Kobe K and Brett Hedges live here at the WFCU. Moments away from the opening tip-off between the Windsor Express and the Niagara River Lions. Thank you for tuning in on Knockstrom.tv, ladies and gentlemen. Kobe, last week we had a big victory by the Windsor Express over the London Lightning. Now they come facing a team in Niagara that's on a 2-game winning streak of their own and has got some new weapons at their disposal in Nick O'Corey.
The Niagara River Lions look to make history if they make it 3 straight. Wouldn't that be something? Playing great basketball under Coach Vassell, +3 in terms of the field goal percentage, but shooting a whopping 48% from downtown. So immediate improvements for the Niagara River Lions under the new coach.
Absolutely, and of course, unfortunately, Sammy Zaglinski goes on IR. Nick O'Corey is signed as his IR designate, so that maybe thinks to me that maybe Sammy's out for a little bit longer than expected. But what a guy that the Niagara River Lions pick up, one of the best scorers ever to grace a court in this league.
Absolutely. An instant impact for the River Lions. I believe he had 16 points per game in his first night out. But this all opens up opportunity for Scoop Jardine, who I believe is one of the most underrated passers in the NBLC.
Of course, and Windsor Express got a big addition last week. They traded for Shaquille Keith and signed Rudolph Jolly, but it is the impact of Tony Bennett, I believe, that is going to help this team in the long run. What do you think about TB's impact moving forward?
Well, I think the one thing that you like the most about him coming back is that he's in shape, playing great basketball in Mexico, and made an instant impact himself. 5 of 6 from the field, 2 of 3 from downtown. The Windsor Express have had a really hard time cracking 100 points per game with Mr. 40 plus. That might start happening.
Absolutely. We're going to see the return of Darren Duncan tonight. He was signed off of the injured reserve. So two-headed monster maybe a bit between Maurice Jones and Darren Duncan at the one spot for Windsor tonight.
Yeah, Maurice Jones, the projected starter, gets you 10 points per game, around 8 assists. But look at the depth now at the point guard position. Ooh. Unbelievable. And since coming back, it should be duly noted that the Windsor Express went from the basement in terms of team assists at around 20 or below, now very close to 25, second in the NBLC.
Wow, what a significant number. And of course, some significant numbers that we saw in last night's game for Niagara were 8 blocks by Sam Muldrow. This guy is someone that the Windsor Express are going to have to account for when they're on the court.
Yeah, both of these teams, it's a block party. Windsor Express leading the league, 5.75 blocks per game. Second, Niagara River Lions, 5 blocks per game. And we also got to show some love to Carl Hall, because the last time the River Lions were in town, he gave the Windsor Express some problems. Every time he was on the floor, he tended to steal the momentum away. So he is someone to look for tonight.
Of course, a lot of former teammates in action tonight. We saw Nick Evans just give a nice congratulations to Nick O'Corey. Got Kirk Williams Jr. and Chris Commons back in the WFCU Center once again. And more importantly, the last time Niagara was here, Windsor was able to defeat them for the first time this year. 4-1 the regular season record. How do they make it 4-2 tonight?
Well, it's rest versus rust, Brett. The Niagara River Lions, I believe it's 4 games, 5 days, where the Windsor Express have been off for 7 days. The three-point line is an important piece to this game. The Windsor Express defending that space very well, first in the NBLC, but also shooting the 3-ball at 36%. So I think that's important. Many of the statistical categories very close. I mean, these teams both really evenly matched. It's interesting because the River Lions don't score 100 points per game themselves, yet have 10 players on the roster that score in double digits. So it will be a battle of the offense tonight.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And let's go upstairs to call the action here at the WFCU Center here on Knoxstrom.tv. We'll join you after the national anthem. We'll join you soon.
Fans, thank you so much for your patience in tonight's delayed game. The River Lions had some technical difficulties with their bus, and we're glad they're here, and we're ready to go. Are you ready to go? Well, it sounds like some of you are. Let's try it one more time. Are you ready? Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the floor our color guard for this evening from the Windsor Fire, Windsor Police, Windsor EMS, and Navy. And they are led by John Casey, piping. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and join Windsor recording artist R. Jones in the singing of our national anthem. Our home and native land. We stand on God for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on God for thee. Ladies and gentlemen, our Joes. Thank you so much for coming out today. If you or any to the Jumbotron. Thank you. Once again, let's give our color guard a round of applause from the Windsor Fire, Windsor Police, Windsor EMS, and Navy, piped out by Mr. John Casey. And now your Tourism Windsor Essex Peely Island lineup for the visiting Niagara River Lions. Number 4, Tyler Murray. Number 12, Marcus Lewis. Number 14, Antonio Jardine. Number 15, Samuel Muldrow. Number 31, Kirk Williams Jr. The head coach of the Niagara River Lions is Keith Vassell. And now, ladies and gentlemen, get ready to make some noise for your two-time NBL Canada champions, the Windsor Express, starting at 5, presented by Investors Group. Give it up for number 1, Juan Patel. Number 10, Warren Ward. Number 12, Darren Duncan. Number 30, Wally Ellenson. And number 44, Nick Evans. Your head coach is Bill Jones, and assistant coaches are Scott Newman, Daryl Jackson, Dave Falls, and Gary Watson. Tonight's officials are Paul Carter and Bert Bovell. The lead official, Mr. Tony Turnbull.
folks, welcome to Knoxroom.tv's production of NBL Canada Basketball. It's Wednesday evening at the WFCU Center, and the Windsor Express are set to host the Niagara River Lions. Hello folks, Brett Hedges and Kobe K on the call for you on Knoxroom.tv. The Windsor Express will start. Darren Duncan, Nick Evans, Warren Ward, Wally Ellenson, and number 1, Juan Patillo. Starting for the Niagara River Lions in their blue jerseys with white trim. I like those jerseys. Tyler Murray, number 4. Scoop Jardine, number 14. Marcus Lewis, number 12. KWJ, Kirk Williams Jr., number 31. And number 15, Richard Amardi. Kobe K with me tonight. We get set for Niagara River Lions versus Windsor Express, Part 6 of the NBL Canada season. What are your thoughts heading into this matchup, Kobe?
It's been a tough one for Windsor, and we've seen in the projected lineup that maybe Maurice Jones was going to start. Then it announced that, in fact, it's Darren Duncan, which is good news for the Windsor Express because it tells you a lot about his health. And as I've talked about many times with the depth in the point guard position, these two teams match up very, very well. But like we pointed out, the season series 4-1 in favor of Niagara, who is playing, Brett, with a bit of a chip on their shoulder right now. Came into this season as maybe early favorites, didn't have quite the start to the season they would have wanted, but boy, they're rolling right now.
Absolutely, and this is a big game in the fact that if Niagara knocks off Windsor tonight, they get themselves right back into the conversation in the NBLC Central Division, jam-packed right now with the 2 through 5 seed. And the game is underway. Scoop Jardine with the ball. Kirk Williams Jr. at the top of the key. Jardine. Murray swings it over to Kirk Williams Jr. for the opening 3 of the contest, and it's good.
And some excellent ball rotation there by the Niagara River Lions, in particular Scoop Jardine, manning things from the point guard position.
The 2015 NBL Canada Finals MVP as a member of the Windsor Express, Kirk Williams Jr. gets the game underway. Duncan surveying inside the three-point line to Juan at the elbow, kicked out to Warren, back to Juan. Patillo at the buzzer, can't get it to fall.
Patillo does a good job getting a shot off, just can't get it to drop.
Muldrow, number 15, swing pass into the corner for Lewis. And it will rattle home for the 3 ball, yes. And that's a 6-0 lead for Niagara right out the gate, and that's going to draw a call from Bill Jones. Timeout, Windsor.
And it's the early three-point shooting of the Niagara River Lions, like mentioned in the pregame, shooting 48% from downtown under Coach Vassal. What a great start from the three-point line. And a team in Windsor that only allows opposing teams to shoot at 30% from that space. So a great start for Niagara.
And we're going to see a couple substitutions already in the game, I believe. So obviously Coach Jones fired up for this game. They obviously recognize how important it is here tonight. We're going to take a short break here on Knoxroom.tv. When we return, more of the first quarter here from Windsor. Coming back out of the timeout, Juan Patillo will inbound for the Windsor Express. And some early pressure being put on by Niagara as they look to win their 3rd straight here tonight.
You see Wally Ellenson on the floor, which will surely help with the perimeter defense.
No substitutions for the Windsor Express in that timeout. We're going to have a kick ball on the pick and roll by Duncan. DeAndre Thomas getting his legs loose on the bike for the Express. On the other side of the court, I believe that's Tyshawn Patterson getting his legs loose, and we know what kind of player he can be. Sideline entry for the Express. Patillo in the low block gets the inbound pass. Working against KWJ. Patillo gets it to go on the drive.
So great one-on-one down low. Juan Patillo with a plethora of moves in the painted area.
Sammy Muldrow gives Murray a screen, gives it back to Murray. Warren Ward comes up with a steal on that play. And that goes off of a foot. It's going the other way. Marcus Lewis. And we know what kind of springs Marcus Lewis has in his game.
Almost 16 points per game for Niagara.
Watch that matchup there, Wally and Marcus Lewis. There is Lewis. Shovel pass to Kirk. He gets it back, rises. He can't get it to fall at the end of the shot clock. Broken play there, making something out of nothing, Kirk. Ward. Quick pass in the corner for Ellenson. Too much, and Nick Evans is in the right place at the right time. And we're going to have a dead ball on the floor. I believe it might have been a shot clock reset. Anyway, it will be Windsor Express basketball on the Niagara baseline. Will be 13 to shoot, 12. 8 seconds to shoot now. We'll have Darren Duncan inbounding from the baseline. Usually from this set, try and find a shooter on the curl. Nick Evans there on the inbound, and that's blocked by Sammy Muldrow. Duncan collects, and he can't score on the putback.
Unfortunate for Windsor, doing a good job on the old glass, nothing falling.
Jardine short on the 3 ball. Patillo picks it up. Last week versus Niagara, Juan Patillo had 19 rebounds.
Yeah, he's over 10 a game on the year, at least with the Windsor Express, and he does a tremendous job on the glass nightly.
Duncan to his left. Takes a bump and will draw the foul on the pass. I believe that one is going to go. That's going to go against KWJ, of course, Alex's favorite player. Captain Kirk, yes.
Alex has been talking about him since 19 Fish and Chips.
Warren Ward on the catch and shoot. That's off. Nick Evans gets his hands on it, and then it's knocked away by Niagara. So the big dog, Nick Evans, eating up some offensive glass early on here.
Yeah, and the Express shooter's not really in rhythm right now. We've seen Ellenson and Ward overshooting from the three-point line. Typically very good from that space.
In the corner, 3 to shoot. Ellie for 3. It's good. Wally Ellenson.
And that's what you got to love about Ellenson. He consistently sticks with that shot until it drops. And when it does, it continues to do so.
6-5 now after Niagara started off the game with a 6-0 lead. Couple of substitutions going to come into the game. Tyshawn Patterson and Chris Commons. And a 3 ball by Tyler Murray is good.
Yeah. Tyler Murray popping that J with confidence.
Marcus Lewis announced on the PA. Sorry if I got that one long. Don't believe so, but Warren Ward in the offensive set. Duncan at the elbow to Nick. Jumper is good.
And look at the range that Nick Evans is finding with the Windsor Express this year. Unbelievable. Great pass by Darren Duncan to the big man.
And now he's defending Muldrow. Murray. Back to Muldrow. He launches for 3. Off the mark. Ellenson with the board. Duncan. Duncan and Evans working the screen and roll. Duncan gets it back. Cross-court pass. 6 to shoot. Ward's got it at the 3.
Gotta let it go.
And Nick Evans tried to get it over to Patillo, but they don't get the shot off in time. Chalk it up to a good defensive possession by Niagara.
Yeah, one pass too many. Didn't look like Nick Evans quite had a clear lane to the basket, so he tried to dish underneath. Interesting about the River Lions offense, Brett, they've only taken 4 shots in this quarter, and 5 shots, and 4 of them have been triples.
Interesting stat.
We'll have to see if they switch it up.
Kirk, air ball on the 3, but Marcus Lewis there. That one's blocked. I believe Nick Evans got that one. Quick pass up the floor. Patillo. It's good.
Well, there's great defense and court vision by Darren Duncan with the outlet pass, finding Juan Patillo, who finishes at the rim.
Murray at the helm. Chris Commons, CC 24. And that ball goes right into the Gatorade container of the Windsor Express bench, and it will be a turnover.
And a good opportunity now for Windsor to potentially take the lead with some points off turnovers here. Stepping things up on the defensive end, sort of putting their foot on the gas here after Niagara came out with a couple quick threes.
4 fresh bodies on the floor for Niagara: Tyshawn Patterson, Chris Commons, Carl Hall, and Nick O'Corey, who just subbed into the game.
And every one of those guys can score in double digits as Juan Patillo misses.
A nice play design by the Express, getting that Niagara defense moving. And you see on the far sideline there, now assistant coach Graz Lecole giving some ideas to the now new head coach Keith Vassell, named the new coach before their game against London on Saturday. Were unsuccessful in that game, but they have won 2 straight since then. 2 big wins, one over Kitchener-Waterloo and one over Orangeville last night.
And like we said, looking for 3 straight, which would be a franchise record. Juan Patillo hits the free throw.
And the Windsor Express are up 11-9 and have outscored Niagara 11-3 since their opening 6-point cushion. Carl Hall, this guy's a handful, working against Nick Evans. Blocked by Nick Evans. Quick pass up the floor. Juan Patillo's got it, but Murray cuts him off. Back the other way. Murray finds a cutting Carl Hall. He's blocked from behind. That one's by Wally. So the block party coming to Windsor early here tonight. It's about 7:42 Eastern time.
But I did like the touch pass from Murray into the painted area to Hall to try to get an easy 2 points at the rim, rather than taking the 3-point attempt. That shot not really working right now, but some good defense from Windsor.
Number 0, Richard Amarty checking into the game for Tyler Murray. And Carl Hall will inbound. O'Corey, number 2, Nick O'Scorey, as we like to call him, rises from the elbow and scores right on cue.
Pulls up on the left elbow and cans it.
How
many times have we watched Nick O'Corey? It's a beautiful jump shot.
Ward to respond. Rebounded by the Express. Wally. Baseline jumper for Nick is good.
And there's the old board again by, guess who? Darren Duncan. Finding the big man, Nick Evans, who makes another shot from the outside.
Nick O'Corey for 3, and he cans it. 5 quick points for Nick O'Corey.
And that is exactly what Niagara needed in Nick O'Corey, and why he is here to put points on the board when they need them.
Wally. Niagara with the slim lead, 14-13, and Wally Ellison and one. Quick passing there leads to the bucket from the Express.
Yeah, credit Juan Patillo with an excellent entry pass to the athletic Wally Ellison, who makes it count, getting himself to the free throw line.
Wally has enjoyed himself a pretty solid 3-point shooting this season.
Oh, absolutely. He's been fantastic as he makes the free throw, converting on the 3-point play, shooting 39% from downtown.
And of course, adding a whole bunch of athletic plays on the wing for the Express. Been a fan favorite this year.
And the rebounding has been fantastic. We can't forget about that.
Amarty. And there's going to be a foul called on the drive. That one's going to go against Wally.
Express foul number 30, Wally Ellison, his first.
And it will be Niagara possession on the baseline. A little bit of confusion on the floor for Niagara. Amarty will inbound. O'Corey. And there he goes on the baseline. Knocks it down. 7 points now for Nick on the first quarter. 16 up here. Duncan on the drive. Finds Ward on the baseline, kicks it out to Patillo, launches, and it's good from the mid-range.
Juan Patillo can get it done at the rim from the mid-range, like you said. We've seen some great passing, some rebounding. He really is a multifaceted threat.
Amarty loses it. In transition is Patillo. And Nick Evans will draw the foul on the pass from Duncan. Tried to make him a little magic happen there, but good job by Niagara to get back and commit the foul.
And good job for Wally Ellenson, because that all started with the big defensive play, number 30, making all of that possible.
And Tony Bennett has checked into the game, but we will have a timeout first. Here with 4:05 left in the first quarter, Windsor up 18-16 over the Niagara River Lions. We'll be back here on Knockshroom.tv here from Windsor. Welcome back, folks. Coming out of the timeout, the Express up by a pair with baseline possession. And Tony Bennett has just checked into the game. Wally on the catch and shoot. It's good.
A step ahead of Tyshawn Patterson, able to free himself up to with that three-point shot. Great execution from Wally Ellenson.
And Tyshawn Patterson scores there, the deuce, to answer Wally Ellenson's three.
Yeah, making up for a little defensive lapse with some great offense. Speaking of great offense, the Express 7-9, Brett, from the field so far to start this one.
Bennett down low for Nick Evans. Tried to go off glass, no good. Nick O'Corey with the handle. Carl Hall. Hall working his way inside, battling Nick Evans, and Nick will commit the foul.
And that was kind of the story the last time the River Lions were in town, Brett. Hall was really a handful in the painted area, and a lot of those types of shots a shot like we just seen were falling. So he does get himself to the free throw line and draws a foul on Nick Evans in the process, which is a problem in itself. So this guy is a handful.
Checking into the game, DeAndre Thomas, Maurice Jones, and Shaquille Keith of the Windsor Express.
Now let's talk about some depth for Windsor momentarily here. I mean, look at the three players you just mentioned. This is all capable starters in this league. Patillo secures the defensive rebound.
Split pair of free throws. Windsor up by 2. 3:05 to go in the first Q on Knockshroom.tv. Thanks for joining us, folks. Keith in the mid-block finds a cutting Tony Bennett. He hits the reverse layup.
Good court vision by Shaquille Keith with the pass inside to Tony Bennett.
Lewis for 3. Rebounded by Keith. Shaquille Keith changing direction, spinning in the lane. Tony Bennett picks up the loose ball. Tried to find a cutting Juan Patillo. looking for a kickball, but Amarty picks it up and goes the other way. DeAndre Thomas commits the foul.
Express foul, number 2, DeAndre Thomas, his first team third.
First foul for DeAndre. It will be Muldrow to inbound it from the three-point line extended. And Scoop Jardine checks back into the game, number 14. And we know one thing, this guy can dish out passes, and he can score buckets. Jardine. Over to Lewis. Hall and DeAndre battling, and then Hall will be charged with the traveling violation.
Well, good news for the Windsor Express, who already have 5 points off turnovers to Niagara's 0. So the defense holding up for Windsor.
Kirk Williams Jr. going to check back in shortly. Maurice Jones working against Scoop. Looking inside, finds a cutting Tony Bennett. 2 for 2, Tony Bennett.
Absolutely beautiful feed by Maurice Jones to a cutting Tony Bennett. Almost the exact same thing, but this time on the other side. Tony Bennett really in sync offensively for the Express.
Pair of turnovers, and Scoop Jardine converts. DeAndre Thomas recognizes the fact that he made the mistake and will go the other way now, looking for 2 the other way.
Niagara does a good job getting a quick 2 points back.
Turnover. Lewis picks off that pass. He's got springs. Finds a cutting Carl Hall, and he cannot convert down low. Quick pass. Bennett. Reverse pivot to Jones. Drives and knocks it down.
Maurice Jones with confidence, but let's talk about Shaquille Keith's ability to break out in transition off the rebound.
O'Corey, quick fire 3. It's good to go.
And Nick Okori, 4-4 from the field, 2-2 for downtown. Really keeping Niagara in this thing.
10 points for Nick Okori already. Jones. Patillo with the high glass, gets it to go.
Such a great finisher around the rim. Soft touch.
Niagara getting up the floor fast. No call, going the other way. Patillo. One-on-one with Harl. Off the glass, no good, but it will draw a foul. Patillo in space really well.
Very similar to Shaquille Keith here. The Windsor Express have 2 players that can secure the board and then break out down the floor and create something at the rim in terms of a shot, get themselves to the free throw line, kick out to the corner. These guys are really playmakers in transition. I love that part of their game.
Gernard Giroux, number 22 from the Windsor Express, looking to get into the game. I believe he's going to come in for Patillo after the free throws. And Giroux is someone that we never have a hard time talking about. We always talk about how much he can help them in certain spots, just like we're talking about. 30 seconds left, he could get you a defensive possession and maybe convert the other way.
Well, that's the thing about the plug-and-play guy and how important he is. It doesn't always get all the credit that they deserve. I do want to give a quick shout-out to longtime live stream fan, Windsor Express, longtime listener, Jessica Desjardins, who I know is out there listening and cheering on her favorite team.
That's right. Scoop Jardine on the drive. Blocked by Giroux. There he is. I believe he got a piece of that one as well. 2 blocks for Giroux. Bennett in transition to Keith at the cup. No good. Lewis has it. He's got 10 seconds to go. And Giroux is going to commit the foul.
But like you had mentioned, Brett, a couple blocks, and that's what he can do. He gives something for you in limited minutes that can impact the game with that length and athleticism.
Still 4.9 to go here in the first Q. And Lewis at the free throw line looking to cut into Windsor's lead. They're currently up by 6, 30-24.
Windsor's shooting the ball really well. 12 of 15 from the field. Niagara, 8 of 15, not too shabby themselves.
Getting some help there from the free throw line. Jones at the buzzer. Oh, off the front rim, and nice job by Muldrow to knock it off the rim. FIBA rules, once it's off the rim, it's live ball. So good job by Muldrow. And a good first quarter of play, I have to say. But we're going to take a short break now. And when we return, second quarter action between Windsor and Niagara here on Knockstrom.tv. Welcome back, folks. Here it's the second quarter on Knoxroom.tv. Windsor leading Niagara 30-26 here. Brett Hedges and Kobe K on the call. Hey, folks, give Kobe a follow on Twitter at Kobe519. And, of course, at Knoxroom for all of your Windsor Express and London Lightning needs. And DeAndre Thomas is down low. Working against Sammy Muldrow, and they're going to say a traveling violation down low in the key. What a battle.
Yeah, DeAndre did his best job to get a shot off to try to get to the free throw line, but commits to traveling violation, and a great defense there by Sammy Muldrow.
Juan Patilla with 11 points after the first quarter for the Windsor Express. Well done.
Yeah, he had a heck of a first frame, that is for sure. 4 of 5 from the field, 3 of 4 from the line, and then he got you a rebound and an assist.
And of course, Nick O'Corey with 10 points for Niagara. Kirk Williams Jr. with a little finger roll layup in the middle of the key. He gets his team within 2. Maurice Jones gets a high screen from DeAndre. Pump fake, gives it over to Bennett. He's launching, he's ready to shoot, and he cans it.
Mr. 40 plus, named Earn, not given. How many times have we seen him hit that shot, Brett?
Big shot, and the Windsor Express are up 5. It's a Brad Bondi Remax three-pointer.
Yep.
And almost responding was Kirk Williams Jr. Getting that rebound is Murray. And now Scoop Jardine will settle things down. Muldrow on the roll, launches. Off the heel, and Shaq collects.
Jardine and Muldrow on a little pick and roll. Muldrow showing off some of that depth there from the three-point line. Can't make. DeAndre, he'll miss.
And that ball is knocked off of Sammy Muldrow. No, says Tony Bennett. I believe Paul Carter is going to correct that. Nice job by Tony Bennett to have some defensive tenacity. Knocked the ball out of Sammy's head and went off his forehead and out of bounds. Wow. That's why you never give up on a play. That's why you always get those elbows up when you're a big, right?
Those 50-50 balls can win you a game.
Jones inbounds to Giroux. Kick, quick shot. And a foul going to be called down low on Tyler Murray during the rebound. Initially thought it might have been a goaltend, but the foul will be on Murray. That was a hold during the rebound. And you're noticing, Kobe, that when Muldrow is in the game, Windsor is not going specifically for just layups. They are pulling up for some mid-range shots. From what I've noticed so far.
I would have to agree. Unfortunately, they are making those shots 13-18 from the field, 72%. Now we know they're 3 or 4 from downtown, but we are seeing them take some, long-range 2 and 2-point shots, and they're making them. So the Windsor offense looking good tonight.
Shaq Keefe, who came over last week in the trade for Clinton Springer. Tony Bennett crossing over. DeAndre down low, spinning, getting those big shoulders going. Gets it to crawl over the rim.
DeAndre Thomas really had to work for that bucket. Great work in the painted area.
Lewis, quick 3. Rebounded by Giroux. Giroux at the top of the key. DeAndre facing up on Muldrow, loses it. And it will go out of bounds on the turnover. DeAndre with the right idea, just couldn't convert on the execution.
Yeah, just lost his footing and happened to be right around the baseline there and committed the turnover. But Windsor will look to defend here.
7-point lead for Windsor, 35-28. Marcus Lewis with a drive and a late call on the foul by Shaquille Keith. Good definitive drive by Marcus Lewis, getting himself to the free throw line for a pair.
And it ain't easy getting around a guy like Shaq Keith. That was a really nice drive to the basket by Marcus Lewis. Very, very quick player.
Marcus off the rim on the front, first free throw. 9:14 left in the second quarter here at the WFCU Center. Thanks for tuning in live on Knoxroom.tv. It's Heroes Night here at the WFCU. So all of our first responders, military service, men and women, police officers, all being appreciated tonight. Shaq Keith down low. Middle of the key, TB for 3. Rattles out. Quick pass up the floor, Murray. Finds Lewis. That ball is knocked away, but Muldrow gets it back. Murray in the corner. Rebounded by Bennett. He tried to give a touch pass to Keith on the run. Jardine to KWJ. And he converts. Big 3 for Niagara.
A little ping pong going on here on the court, which ends up leaving Kirk Williams Jr. wide open on the three-point line. And he is able to convert, getting Niagara a much-needed three-point basket.
Jones finds DeAndre Thomas. Takes the contact from Muldrow and will go to the free throw line there. DeAndre Thomas working well with Maurice Jones on that play. And we have sandstorm going on here at the WFCU by DJ Thorne. There's a sandstorm of candy being thrown by Brad Bondi.
I was just going to say, and I think DeAndre has put in some great minutes this year for the Express and done the things that he's been asked to do by Coach Bill Jones off the bench. Come into the game, take really tough assignments. He's making tough shots in the painted area. He's made some great passes and really worked on the physical component to the game and trying to stay out of foul trouble. I love the job he's done coming back from major injury.
Absolutely. Torn patella tendon in 2015. Was signed a handful of games into the regular season, was with Express camp, but was signed to their roster a portion of the way through the season. Muldrow on the baseline, and he converts. Sammy Muldrow extending the range there and knocking it down.
And that's a scary thing when Sammy Muldrow can hit shots from range like that. Really a versatile weapon for the River Lions.
DeAndre working against Muldrow. Spin, turns the shoulders, and converts.
Beautiful textbook stuff there with DeAndre on the shoulder roll, little hook.
Jardine. Muldrow is going to be called for the moving screen.
And that's another area where I want to give DeAndre some credit real quick, Brett, is back to the basket play. Really nice post moves.
The timing issue for the Niagara River Lions will send the ball the other way on the illegal screen. 7:30 left in the second. Windsor up 38-34. DeAndre once again working against Muldrow. Loses it. Jardine the other way. Nick Okori launches. Ooh. And the WFCU center rim helps him out there. No good. Giroux on the run. No foul. Muldrow. Sorry, that's Kirk Williams Jr. on the other way. Leaves it short, but gets his own rebound and scores.
We're seeing some fast-paced transition basketball right now. Both of these teams getting out on the floor and running. That time, Niagara converting.
Jones to his right at the elbow. DeAndre tried to find Giroux down low, and it will go the other way. Jardine for 2. It's good. Tie game.
So now the River Lions stealing a little bit of that momentum, certainly off the turnover there, finishing at the rim again fairly easily. Good confidence booster for Niagara.
And it's going to be a line change for the Windsor Express on the next possession. Shaq Keith. No good, but Tony Bennett with the rebounds. And he's going to draw the foul, I believe. Nice battle down low between Nick and Tony. Wholesale line change coming up for Windsor.
Moreover, Tony Bennett securing the rebound while standing next to number 15, Samuel Muldrow. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Tony Bennett, scrappy dude.
And Windsor will have possession on the foul line extended on the near side. On the hard camera side. Wally. To Darren Duncan, a fresh group of Express players on the floor. Ward, too much. Lewis. Jardine with a little shimmy. Rises. Off the front rim, but gets his own offensive rebound. Quick pass to Chris Commons, top of the key. He leaves it short. And it will be Express ball on the baseline. Tie game midway through the second quarter. And we're going to get a timeout here by the Niagara River Lions. Fun game so far here at the WFCU Center. We'll be back here after the timeout here on Knoxstrom.tv. All right, coming back out of the timeout. We're going to take a little trip to Bel Air here at the WFCU. Darren Duncan going screen and roll with Juan Patillo. He takes a bump. Going the other way is Niagara, blocked by Wally Ellenson. Nick. Marcus Lewis down low. Chris Commons spinning in the low post. Doubled by Nick and Darren. Okori gets the defender up in the air, and Windsor will take possession. Nick Evans in transition, chase it down, big fella. And he ends up in the first row. Going the other way, Jardine to Okori for two.
And Nick Evans gets caught on the pinch, but what an effort by the big man, number 44, sacrificing his body. But Niagara once again making the most out of these Windsor mistakes in transition, finishing at the rim.
Patillo at the elbow. On the run, Patillo converts. What a skilled scorer inside from the mid-range.
Absolutely. Really nice kiss off the high glass.
Jardine off high glass.
Speaking of high glass,
anything you can do, I can do better.
This Niagara offense really working well right now, certainly off the Windsor turnovers, but they're playing great basketball in transition, Brett. Getting out on the break and attacking the rim.
Evans at the mid-range. Elbow, he converts. Big Nick Evans.
So goes face first into the front row. Look at the size of that guy. Gets up, comes over there and shoots from range, and it's a long two. What a warrior Nick Evans is.
No call. Carl Hall spins the shoulders and gets it to go.
And very well could have been an offensive foul there. Nick Evans sacrificing his body once again for the greater good.
44-42, Niagara leads. Less than 4 to go here in the second quarter. Shovels it over to Duncan. Finds Ward, catch, shoot. The three is no good. Jardine directing traffic. To his left, Jardine gives it over to Hall. Step back jumper by Okori. Air ball, no good.
And well defended by Wally Ellenson, getting a hand in the face. You can't give Nick Okori any space, Brett, or he's going to make you pay.
Nick looking for a call, not going to get it. The ball is going to go the other way. 3:23 left in the first half.
And a great first half of basketball at that, both teams shooting over 50% from the field. We've seen 8 total three-pointers and some great playing transition.
Patillo. And he will be charged with the foul for the Crow Hop. And it will go the other way, Niagara. 3:10 to go.
And Windsor's 10th turnover. So something I'm sure they will address at halftime.
Lewis. That pass is knocked away by Darren Duncan. 12 to shoot for Niagara. Patterson will inbound. Lewis shovels it over to Hall. He finds a cutting Tyshawn Patterson for 2.
Great pass by the big man Hall to Patterson under the rim.
Windsor looking to respond. They're down by 4. Amarty going to check back in for Niagara soon. Darren launches. Almost got the bank off the glass. Lewis. Crossover, elbow jumper, leaves it short. Carl Hall collects. Does not get the tough angle shot to go. Duncan on the run to Wally for 3. It's good.
Darren Duncan finds a wide open Wally Ellenson from the right side of the perimeter who makes it count for the Express. And they needed that bucket, Brett.
O'Corey gets loose. Creative pass in the corner. That's going to cause a turnover. Wally Ellenson quick all the way to Ward for the one-hand slam.
And just like that, the Windsor Express take the lead, 47-46. More importantly, take back that momentum.
Absolutely, and we're going to have a timeout here with 1:46 left in the first half here on Knockstrom.tv. When we return, the rest of the first half. Hello folks, welcome back. 1:46 left in the first half between Windsor and Niagara. Windsor with a slim 1-point lead. Niagara looking to respond. Tony Bennett has checked in for the Windsor Express. Carl Hall. Working against Nick Evans. Spinning. Gives it out to Commons. Patterson turning, traveling. Drag that back pivot foot and we'll go the other way.
Juan Patillo with some good defense there, helping create that turnover with just a $1:23 left and a 1-point lead. This is a good time for Windsor to have possession of the basketball.
Duncan. Wally on the curl. Tries to find Juan. got their signals crossed there. Good defense from Niagara causes the turnover. Amarty to his right. Finds a cutting Chris Commons, and it will be an offensive foul. Left his feet and crashed into Nick Evans.
So that'll be 10 turnovers for the River Lions, 10 turnovers for the Express. But when it comes to points off turnovers, the Express a +2. So very close. We have an even game here. Most areas.
Duncan. To Wally. He's open on the three-point line. Does not get the shot to fall. O'Corey. Going down low to Carl Hall. Still a 1-point game. Hall gets it to creep just over the extended arm of Nick Evans, looking to block.
Yeah, Nick Evans did a good job defending that play. Just a little bit better offense from Carl Hall.
Patillo from the elbow. It's good.
Juan Patillo pulls up on the elbow, like you said, Brett, and gets Windsor an important 2 points. What a battle.
O'Corey's got some space, going to the rack. Commons down low, and that's how the first half ends. Great first half of action between two very hungry basketball teams. Niagara looking to extend their win streak. Windsor trying to get one started here at the WFCU Center. Windsor up by 1 at halftime. We're going to send it down to Aaron Sanders and Justin Prince for our halftime recap here on Knoxroom.tv. When we return, the second half action between Windsor and Niagara. Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
Well, folks, don't be surprised that it's a really close game, because in reality, it is. 49-48, the Windsor Express have the advantage. Welcome to the Knoxroom halftime. This is Aaron Sanders alongside JP, Justin Prince. And I don't think anybody, JP, anticipated the fact that it would be a really close game, especially inside.
It's big time for sure, especially with how the margins of victories have been in most of these games so far between these two teams. But right now, this has been an absolute thriller. It seems very close. In fact, both of these teams have very similar stat lines right now in this game if you look at them. They're both passing the ball efficiently with 11 assists. They both have forced double-digit turnovers. They both have scored 20 points in the paint. They are both having bench production. They are both struggling with second chance points. They're both producing on their points off turnovers, 11 and 9 for Windsor. So right now, you look at the stat lines, it is a very close game. Overall, right now, these two teams are definitely performing very well in this very close game right now to make it a nice thrower in this first half.
Especially Nick O'Corey connecting on his first 4 shots.
Indeed, right now, finishing 5 of 7 in that first half for 12 points, along with 2 rebounds and 1 assist. He's doing really good in his second game with this team. Of course, he had 16 points in his first game against Orangeville for Niagara, as the IR designate, of course, for Sammy Zaglinski.
Exactly. Most of you know today is the trade deadline for the NBLC, and all trades can be made until 11:59 Eastern Daylight Time, Atlantic Daylight Time. There were a couple of trades earlier today that we have to get off our chest, JP.
Yes, there has been already a few moves as the day has gone on, of course, and there could be many more as the night goes on, of course. Today is not just the trade deadline, by the way, I should note. I spoke with the commissioner, David Magley, as he's in attendance here tonight. He also mentioned this is the transaction deadline.
That's right.
So the only moves the teams can make from here on out is for IR designations, I should say. But speaking of those moves, there has been a few. The Island Storm have made a bunch of moves today. They had signed Rashad black today, releasing Ryan Christie, also signing Mike Allison and making Dimitri Harris his IR designate, activating AJ Stewart. The Island Storm also signed Akeem Wright today in their moves, releasing Jackson Trapp. Also a trade by the Island Storm with the Orangeville A's. Daquan Cook on the move to the A's for Dominic Cheeks' rights and a first-round pick for this year's All-Canadian draft later this year. And on top of that as well, St. John, well, right now Japs Newby has moved on from the NBLC to Mexico. He's been replaced with his Canadian designate with former Windsor Express player and former Windsor Lancer Alex Campbell. That's going to be also an interesting move to see how he plays. Of course, he appeared in a few games with the Windsor Express, so this is just the start of everything. Your transactions can go up to 11:59, so there could be still a lot of moves here in the next couple of hours. Who knows?
And it's going to be very interesting, especially to see Alex Campbell down at the Maritimes, because now with everything that's been going on with the Riptide, maybe he's going to get more minutes. All right, because we have certain situations we got to take care of. Keys for the second half. If you're Keith Vassal's Niagara River Lions, what do you do to overcome such turnovers, A, and how do you destroy the paint, B?
Well, right now they are keeping up with the points in paint with Windsor, but right now that is also going to be an interesting key to see how they can continue to perform in that paint. Because if Windsor locks down that defense inside the paint, they are going to be in a bit of trouble, because they have also been one of those key things that's been living down by a three. If the paint falls apart, the entire offense will fall apart. So you have to keep the paint producing and keep on mismatching the matchups. Like Carl Hall right now was someone who had a good game in their last matchup. He's got 5 points right now. You play him more. Kirk Williams Jr., he's doing good right now, not just in the paint and from the outside perimeter. So if he gets moving, you got him going. The turnovers are also a big thing because they are moving the ball, but if they limit the turnovers, let's say to maybe just, 5 rather than have just double their total, let's say,
yes,
they're going to be much more efficient handling the ball, because the ball handling has been really good from both sides today overall, outside from the stat line.
The Windsor Express, I've seen a good connection between Juan Patillo and Wally Ellison so far. Juan Patillo putting in the work. Do you keep on giving the ball to him in the second half?
I think so. You keep giving the ball to both of them with Patillo and Ellison, because Patillo, of course, having 15 points, the only player on the Express in double digits. So right now, I'd say keep feeding him the ball. He's producing inside the paint, and he's having the River Lions, I should say, are having difficulty stopping him right now. So if he can produce, then Windsor can continue to produce on offense. The same with Ellison. He's producing on the outside right now, 2 of 3 from three-point. So if both of them produce, yes, they are going to have a good second half, but I would also hold to say you're going to have to get a third person involved in this offense too.
Exactly. We're the only game in town, folks, and here's a quick fun fact. Both the River Lions and the Windsor Express average 98 points per game. You look back at all that, there's only been 25 games this year where both teams failed to score 100 points. So that's one fact to keep in, especially when Niagara played Windsor here a few weeks ago. Windsor won that 93-92. So it might go to under 100 points, but considering the 3 balls that Wally Ellison's been firing, they might be proving us wrong, but we're going to have to find out. I'm going to go away. We'll catch our breath for a few moments. We're going to try to get Commissioner David Mangley on with us. If not, enjoy the rest of the intermission. But for now, we pause for this message.
Welcome back, everyone, to the WFCU Center here as we continue the final moments of halftime here between the Windsor Express and the Niagara River Lions. I'm here with Commissioner David Magley here as right now, of course, today is the transaction deadline and trade deadline, Commissioner Magley. What are your thoughts on this deadline right now as we approach the final hours before the official cutoff point?
Well, I think it gets exciting because guys are trying to lock in the needs that they have to finish the rest of the season. And we do it because we want 45 days for teams to be in place, for your fans to really love their guys as they're getting ready to go to the playoffs. And it just gives us a stability that we really didn't have prior to this. So I really like the rule, and we see a lot of excitement today.
Indeed, that's for sure. In case fans don't know, the signings are no longer allowed past this point except for IR designations, I should say, as well as trades. So right now, of course, you were a coach as well, coaching with the A's. From that kind of perspective, how important is it to make these kind of moves on the deadline day to try and finalize your roster to get those final pieces of the puzzle?
Well, I was fortunate because with both of the teams I coached, I was pretty confident that things we weren't doing well were pretty much on me, not my guys. So I didn't make a lot of moves. But I really get what these guys are doing. You can really see the strategy of the moves and the minds. And, some of these, PEI did a lot of movement today wisely because they needed to shore a few things up. And each team is doing what they need to do. And then we'll see what the results are. And just like it gets exciting when you pick your teams to start the season, now we're making our final run, and let's see who did things right.
Exactly. Right now, we're going to see who gets things right as we approach that playoff run. In about 6 weeks from now, we're starting off the playoffs. And with that, if you don't mind me asking here, how do you feel about the league's play so far this year as we approach that final stretch for the playoff seats, fighting for those final 4 playoff spots to try and get into those playoff contentions?
Well, with the exception of Tony Bennett, everything else is great. The addition of the 2 extra teams allows us to have a team that doesn't get in the playoffs. So you see a bunch of guys, really, there's London, and then there's a bunch of guys that don't want to be in that 5th spot in the Central. And then there's Halifax and probably St. John and 3 teams that don't want to find themselves at the bottom of the East. So it's creating some excitement, and that's what we wanted. You got it on the top, and you got them at the bottom. And either way, it's going to make for a fun close to the season.
Indeed, that's for sure. As we're just about finishing things up here at halftime, thank you very much for the time, Commissioner Magley.
Keep up the great job. You guys are doing a wonderful job, and this crew is awesome. And God love you. And Alejandro is the best. You guys are doing excellent.
Indeed, thank you very much. We're going to get things going here for the second half, as we'll be right back in just a few seconds.
Thank you. Good job.
Welcome back, folks. Second half action between the Niagara River Lions and the Windsor Express moments away. A phenomenal first half of play, 49-48, Windsor leads. And Kobe K, what do the numbers say to you about the first half of play?
Well, both teams were very, very efficient. And we talked about both squads coming in scoring just under 100 points per game. So really close to that mark right now, Brett. But I love the shooting percentages. 52 for Niagara, almost 53. And then 66.67 for the Windsor Express.
Niagara on the opening possession of second half. Muldrow can't knock down the perimeter jumper. Duncan. Darren Duncan surveying, not liking what he sees. He gets a high screen from Nick Evans. He's at the free throw line, and he leaves it short on the jumper.
I love the play call, though, and Darren Duncan and Nick Evans, the communication there is great. Duncan always getting Evans quality shots.
Jardine off the glass and good for two.
Speaking of quality shots, anytime Scoop Jardine needs to, he will take it to the rack.
50-49, Niagara up. So I got a feeling we're going to see a couple lead changes here in the second half.
Yeah, it's really been a back and forth game, and when looking at all the stats, Brett, everything really, really close.
Patillo at the elbow. Too much. Tipped out and collected by the Express. Duncan thought about shooting, but he will collect. Reset. 14. Spinning. Duncan leaves it short. Muldrow. Up the floor to Murray. It's good.
Interesting. Niagara goes right back to the break and able to convert at the rim again. That's really working for the River Lions.
Wally. Darren looking for a screen. Down low. Patillo. Ward. He's never found a shot he didn't like, and he connects there.
Showing us why he connects on his triples 40% of the time.
Tie game, 52 up. Niagara will go. No, Kirk Williams Jr. called for the travel.
Yeah, and that is the right call based on what I'm watching up here. And again, great defense by Juan Patillo.
Super tough job the officials have every night. Those fellas in the gray jerseys.
They've been great this year. I thought they've done a fantastic job
Agreed.
in the sixth campaign.
Ward. High screen. Ward at the three again. That's off the left side of the rim. Jardine. Nice job by Ellenson to knock that ball loose, but it goes right to Murray. Finds an open Lewis for three. That's off the heel. Goes right back to Jardine. Another offensive board. Muldrow lines up. No good. Lewis off of Lewis last, and it will be Express ball. So the Express coming away easy off that one.
And they've got to make sure that they box out, secure the 50-50 balls, and of course the defensive rebounds to not give up any second chance points here.
Looking down low, Nick Evans got some space, spinning, blocked by Muldrow. Going the other way is Kirk Williams Jr. Quick pass to Jardine to Lewis. Got a little bit too fancy there, and the Windsor Express will go the other way. Good job by Darren Duncan to force as many passes as he did.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Oh, Muldrow says, get that out of here, Juan. That's his fourth block of the game, I believe. Muldrow. Kirk on the run. And Patillo knocks that ball loose and goes the other way.
Real creative offense from both sides.
Allenson had 12 first half points.
And speaking of creative offense, or shall we say staple offense, Wally Ellenson.
Murray looking for a call on the drive, no good. And he's going to go the other way. Wally caught that ball, went to Warren, goes back to Wally in the corner. That's off. Nick Evans collects, and he's got no one on him. Collects again. Oh, leaves it short twice in a row. And Kirk Williams Jr. is going to come up limping, unfortunately.
No shortage of effort there by Nick Evans, who, like you said, Brett, unable to finish. And the Niagara River Lions will hope that Kirk Williams Jr. is okay.
We know that, of course, Alex is holding his breath. We know it's his favorite player of all time in NBO Canada history. from all the way back in the Oshawa Power days.
He will walk off under his own steam, but with quite a limp there. It looks like he's in some pain for sure.
Good to see number 31 going off on his own.
Alex was about to put his autographed Kirk Williams Jr. jersey on eBay. Are you a real fan down there, Alex?
Of course. Always love having fun, poking fun at Alex. Alex, loved the 1987 picture you posted the other day. It's a dapper young man.
Alex, one of the best dudes around.
And Jardine with a mid-range jumper, no good, and he goes after his own rebound but knocks it out.
Showing off that athleticism. Scoop Jardine. One of my favorite players to watch in the NBLC.
Spent some time with the Boston Celtics, I believe. He's been a great player for the Niagara River Lions since coming over a few weeks ago. Helped them out a lot. DeAndre off the glass and good.
And why not? Handed the shot, using the glass like you said, making it count.
Jardine finds a wide open Marcus Lewis, and he's got a two-handed slam.
So you know Marcus Lewis isn't going to miss from there. But look at the pass by Scoop Jardine, who I pointed out in the pregame is maybe the most underrated passer in the NBLC. Showing off great court vision there, finding Marcus Lewis.
And one of the best scorers in NBLC, Nick O'Corey, set to come in off the bench for Niagara right now. Ward. Windsor up by 3 right now.
This is just a flat-out great game.
Duncan. Jardine comes up with that one. Steele going the other way. And Duncan with the block. Good timing by Darren Duncan on that play.
Yeah, he hustled back so that, it didn't blow up in his face. He was trying to shake Scoop Jardine, who can pick your pocket. And obviously he was able to get back and make some defense happen.
3 balls, no good. Going the other way, come the Express. Ward. Got his signals crossed a little bit. Had to give it over to Wally. Wally goes. Leaves it for Juan on the perimeter. That's short. Murray collects. Murray has his shot partially blocked. That ball's knocked away by Chris Commons. It will be Niagara possession. O'Corey finds it cutting Sammy Muldrow. He mishandles it down low, and it will go off of Darren Duncan last, so Niagara will keep possession. 5 to shoot on the shot clock.
They'll need to make something happen pretty quick, and Wally Ellenson playing some decent defense there in the painted area.
Tyshawn Patterson going to come in.
Windsor a +5 on the glass right now, Brett. Very important statistic to look out for in a close game like this are the rebounds.
We always look at free throws and turnovers in the second half. Maybe it could be the offensive rebounding could be the difference today as Nick O'Corey ties it up.
Or it could be that guy cannon triples from the corner on the lane. Yep. Nick O'Corey.
12 points in the first half.
15 total now. 6 of 8 and 3 of 3 from downtown.
Very important to know moving forward. Patillo joining one-on-one on Commons. Misses, but the rebound goes out to the Express. Wally launches the 3, no good. Patterson thought about shooting. Commons to O'Corey. Muldrow with a screen, gives it over to Patterson. Finds a cutting Tyler Murray, puts up the floater, and he no good.
And I like the play call there because we haven't seen too many shots from Tyler Murray. He was able to cut towards the basket. Actually, well, pardon me, he is 2 of 3, so he has had some offense and obviously has 5 points, but I like the play call regardless.
Took some contact on his way to the basket as well, and I believe we're going to have a timeout here. And we're going to take a step aside here on Knoxroom.tv. We're going to take a quick break and learn about one of our sponsors, Mastro Kitchen Studio. Welcome back, folks. Is your kitchen showing its age? Mastro Kitchen Studio can rejuvenate your existing kitchen with a fresh design that will reflect your unique taste and lifestyle. We offer innovative quality cabinetry and a great selection of styles and colors. Our aim is to give our clients expert advice, quality products, and exceptional service. Our designs are developed specifically for you. Our cabinetry custom built for your unique space. Mastro Kitchen Studio, creating designs with you in mind. Coming back out of the timeout here, 5:30 left in the third quarter. Tie game, 57 up. Kobe K, what a game we've got.
Absolutely, very close game. Juan Patillo misses from the elbow. Really good basketball. Both teams scrapping it out here at the WFCU Center.
Commons working to get down low on the block, gets the ball from Patterson. Patillo tried to block the shot, but Commons outweights him and scores off glass for 2.
And that's Chris Commons' first points of the night, and you wonder maybe he's an X factor in the second half here, because we know what he did the first time these two teams played this year.
That's right. Tony Bennett trying to find a cutting DeAndre Thomas, going the other way. Patterson. Maurice Jones knocks that ball away, coming off the bench. Nice job by Maurice. Oh! He threw that ball down like he was mad at it.
And Tony Bennett had a wide open shot, elects to pass to the cutting Juan Patillo, who slams it home with authority.
Patterson looking down low for Commons. Gonna battle Patillo, and Commons goes back to back.
So here comes Chris Commons looking for the foul, won't get it, but does get a consecutive basket as he's now on the board.
61-59. Jones, off the bounce to his left, tried to find a cut in DeAndre, and he will draw the foul on the pass. What a definitive move by Jones there.
He's so quick when he cuts to the basket. Defenders have a hard time keeping up, and it forces them to make contact, which oftentimes will create a foul. His speed, a real advantage for the Express.
One of the tops in assists per game and steals per game in the league.
Yeah, he's over 2 steals, 8 assists, 10 points.
Ward can't knock down from mid-range. Nick O'Corey, crossover, step back jumper, no good. Carl Hall, no, ripped away by Maurice Jones.
And end the pass.
Alley-oop! You throw it up, I'll throw it down, my friend.
And the Express players loving it, having fun on the court. The roof comes off and the fans are on their feet.
Juan Patillo had 15 points in the first half. He's got himself 2 highlight reel dunks in the third quarter.
And that all started with defense. Maurice Jones picking off the pass.
And Patillo going to be called for a foul. Working against Chris Commons down low.
What a game. And we got a great crowd here tonight.
Absolutely.
And they are being entertained by these two teams. They're going head to head right now.
Heroes night at the WFCU. Nice midweek matchup between 2 Central Division teams.
With dunks like that, Juan Patillo will be a hero, ripping the net down at the WFCU Center.
Commons leaves it short on the turnaround jumper. 3 straight possessions. One right to the rack. 4th one goes with his step back fade.
And a great defensive rebound secured by DeAndre Thomas.
DeAndre, quick move in the low post. Tried to get the reverse layup, but he couldn't finish. And Carl Hall will run in transition and score.
And for a big man, number 34, Carl Hall, he can get out there and move.
And DeAndre Thomas was chasing him down, just a half step behind. Can't knock the effort. Offensive foul by Shaq Keith.
And that's kind of, I think, how you have to deal with Shaq Keith, right? You get a defender out there to slide over and plant their feet and hope to draw offensive foul, because he's constantly moving, and he's another guy that's very fast with the basketball, great off the dribble.
Patterson, his team with a 2-point lead, 2:15 to go here in this third quarter. They're going to call an offensive foul on Tyshawn Patterson for the clear out.
Yeah, Windsor will take it. That'll be 15 turnovers for the River Lions and 15 turnovers for the Windsor Express.
Headed the other way, Maurice Jones. Patillo tries to find DeAndre. He does. He collects himself. They're going to say he picked up his pivot foot traveling. Looking for a call, not going to get it. That's a tough spot to get the basketball, but...
And a tough spot to get out of when you're being double teamed, because most oftentimes down on the block, they will bring the second defender over and double team DeAndre.
High screen set by Chris Commons. Tyshawn Patterson to the cup. No good. Commons with the offensive rebound. Sets himself up down low. No good. Knocked away by Niagara, and it will be Windsor basketball. A lot of heart being showed by these River Lions right now.
Absolutely. They are here to play and here to win, and they have confidence at the WFCU Center. Certainly being up in the season series 4-1 over Windsor when looking at the entire thing. So no shortage of effort here by Niagara.
And this is a big game for the NBO Canada Central Division standings as well.
Yeah, you pointed that out earlier, and it's absolute fact, Brett.
9-16, the River Lions. Windsor 11-13.
Yeah.
So
their time to make a push is now.
Juan Patillo gets the pass from DeAndre. Shaq Keith with the offensive rebound. That ball's ripped away and will go off of number 23 for the Niagara River Lions. That is Josiah Moore, and it will be Windsor ball.
Juan Patillo says, my bad. Beautiful and creative pass by the big man DeAndre Thomas, finding the cutting Juan Patillo, tips it up and in.
Beautiful. You can only get that play with lots of practice and timing. We've seen that play for a couple years, and it works perfectly there. Oh, Corey turns it over. Here comes Shaq Keith. It's foul. Josiah Moore with a smart decision to foul there on Shaq Keith. Not giving up the 2 easy points, because a momentum swinging play like a dunk or a turnover leads to a bucket can be big right now.
Yeah, after the Juan Patillo tip in, you see Shaq Keith pick the ball off and break out in transition. He dunks that basketball with authority. The roof comes off this place, and that's where Windsor can really start to come out and build a lead. So I think it was a smart foul from Marcus Lewis.
Josiah Moore.
Pardon me.
Yep. Number 23. He gets subbed out. Juan Patillo subs out as well. And someone that we've mentioned, of course, Gernard Giroux coming in for some spot work here in the last minute of the third. Came up with 2 blocks in the last part of the second quarter. Shaq Keith. No good from that trip to the free throw line. So a good foul by Josiah Moore. Patterson's got a lane. With a defender on his back, Kirk Williams Jr., he can't convert from in close. Up fakes on the second offensive rebound. Third time's a charm. Lewis for 3. And no. Fourth time's a charm. No. Giroux, finally. And he turns it over to Nico Corey. Puts up the teardrop, and that will draw the foul.
And you wonder how important the 50-50 ball becomes in this game when it's all said and done. Both of these teams really battling it out on the glass, with Niagara coming up with the advantage there.
DeAndre Thomas charged with that foul, so that'll be his second. Nico Corey. Good from the first free throw.
Windsor a +2 on the boards right now. At one time, I believe, up around a +8. So Niagara doing much better on the glass in the second half.
Tie game. Looking to take the lead with a free throw is Nico Corey. He does just that. And Maurice Jones will inbound. 19 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
And 16 points for Nico Corey, tying his total for accumulated points in his first game with the River Lions.
And Nico Corey's going to draw a foul. Tony Bennett's going to draw a foul. But that will be not on the shot, it'll be on the pass. So that will be a sideline possession for the Express. Good job by Tony Bennett to try and get the call.
Could Nico Corey be the best scorer in this league's ever seen? I'm not talking just the cumulative totals, just what you've watched. Could he be the best offensive weapon the NBLC has ever seen? Maybe that's a question for the fans, but I think it's a legit one.
Tony Bennett at the buzzer. It's good. And he runs right into the Booster Juice sign. And that's exactly why they brought this guy in. This guy has a whole lot of heart, and he knocks down big shots at big times for the Express. They take a 2-point lead heading into the fourth. Wow, what a game we've got here. And these two teams will go to battle for one more quarter. When we return, more fourth quarter action here on Knockstrom.tv. All right, coming into the fourth quarter, Windsor and Niagara duking it out. And Kobe asked me a question before the end of the third Q. And Nick O'Corey, I believe, is the top in cumulative scoring. I believe Nick O'Corey is second overall time. It's either him or Brandon Robinson. In my opinion, we've seen Nick O'Corey a lot as the Windsor Express crew. We've seen him in the NBL Finals with the Island Storm. Saw him with Mississauga. We've seen a lot more. He is, I'd say, the top two, but I got to say the all-time best scorer in league history has got to be Anthony Anderson, in my opinion. But you can't discredit Gabe Freeman as well. Fantastic player for the St. John Riptide.
Omar Strong in one season was a lot of fun to watch too, but we'll save all of that for another day. Shout out to everybody in the live chat right now. This game's getting a lot of props from fans everywhere. As DeAndre makes on the right side.
Nick O'Corey to the other way. Patterson. Kirk Williams Jr. down low working against Gernard Giroux. Picked up his dribble, gives it over to Muldrow. The elbow jumper is no good.
So at this point, every shot counts for both of these teams in a game this close, and certainly the rebounds.
How huge is that three by Tony Bennett at the end of the third quarter to put Windsor up 2?
Well, it was absolutely monstrous because it came off of the heels of a big Nick O'Corey basket.
DeAndre Thomas going to be called for the foul on the rebound. A little bit of a push in the back, so that'll be DeAndre's third.
And one more thing here about Tony Bennett that I think is very important to point out. We talked about the efficiency in the first game, Brett. 4 of 5 from the field, 2 of 3 from downtown, 3 assists. So keeps that efficiency going in his second game.
And Jardine. Working against Maurice Jones, looking for a high screen. Gets one from Muldrow. Kirk Williams Jr. off the glass, no good. DeAndre with the rebound.
Oh, look at this speed.
Bennett, boom, knocks it down.
Mr. 40 plus.
O'Corey, nice up fake there, got the defender in the air, drew the foul. Nick O'Corey getting himself to the free throw line when his team needs a bucket.
Yeah, he seems to be able to bring them back down to earth, but let's talk a moment once again about Tony Bennett hitting that big shot. I mean, this is not the kind of guy you can go and just find anywhere as Nick O'Corey makes the first free throw
first point of the quarter for Niagara. Windsor currently up 5-1 in the fourth quarter scoring. They were up 67-65 after 3 quarters of play. Nick O'Corey splits the second free throw, so 6-point lead for Windsor, 72-66. Jones, and he took the contact from Muldrow, and he'll go to the free throw line. Maurice Jones getting to the free throw line the hard way there, trying to extend Windsor's lead here with 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
These will be his first free throws of the evening. Windsor's 6 of 9 from the charity stripe as Jones makes the first.
Off on the second free throw, so he splits that pair. 73-66 Windsor. Jardine finds a lane, and he goes off glass for 2.
Scoop, finishing with the right hand on the left side, and that's 10 points now for Jardine to go along with 6 helpers.
Jones changes direction, finds a Tony Bennett on the baseline, behind the back pass, and Shaq will drive and lose it. Muldrow going to be called for that foul. I believe that will be Sammy's 4th, if I'm not mistaken.
And good news for the Windsor Express, because that would have been a turnover on Shaquille Keith.
Absolutely, yeah. Would have gone the other way, probably for 2 points.
And definitely Muldrow's 4th foul via DAC stats.
Head coach Keith Vassell speaking with one of the officials about the previous call, I'm assuming.
Juan Patillo leading all scorers with 21 big points. Leading scorer for your Niagara River Lions, Nick O'Corey with 18.
Apologize for my silence. I was just trying to figure out what was going on the floor. Foul was going to be assessed to Sam Muldrow, so that will be his 4th. I believe a technical was assessed on the Niagara bench as well.
And not really a good time to take a technical, Brett, in the fourth quarter with 9:38 remaining. Jones does make the free throw.
So Windsor will have possession on the previous foul. But because of the technical, they would have possession anyway. So Giroux will inbound from the half-court spot, just inside the half-court line. Tyler Murray will check into the game for Nick O'Corey, give him a break.
Tyler Murray, 5 points, 2 rebounds.
Giroux gets a pass from Keith. Quick ball out to Tony Bennett.
Hey, Mr. 40 plus feeling it at the WFCU Center.
Windsor up by 9, 77-68. Scoop goes the other way, and will draw a blocking foul on Tony Bennett. Great way to get this crowd out of it after a big 3. Jardine going to the free throw line.
Tony Bennett, 4 of 5 from downtown, almost automatic from the 3-point line. Unbelievable, 16 points, 3 assists. This guy just got back in town, and he's lighting it up from downtown.
Well, we said with the addition of Darren Duncan back to the lineup, we'd see a lot more Tony Bennett at the shooting guard spot. We saw him knocking down threes in warm-up, and he was ready when his number has been called here this evening.
Absolutely. Maybe more of a natural role. We know he can play the point guard position. We know he can facilitate. But when you got Darren Duncan running things from the floor, if you can get a shooter like Tony Bennett open, look out.
Muldrow receives the inbound, gets a high screen from Williams. Quick spin move in the low post for Jardine. His shot's off the mark, and Keith with the rebound. On the run, Shaquille Keith, number 23. Jones. High post, DeAndre Thomas looking inside for Keith, gives it back to Jones, looks down to Keith. And that ball stays in bounds.
Tony Bennett kept it alive, and DeAndre Thomas finishes in the paint.
The official was right there. Play's never dead until you hear a whistle. Tyler Murray steps into a 3-ball. Keith with the rebound.
And that was all heart and effort by Tony Bennett to keep that thing alive. extend this Windsor lead. Now 11.
Nice job by Muldrow jumping in that passing lane, but there's the turnover. Jones has it. Back to DeAndre, back to Jones. 14 to shoot. Jones to his left. Leaves it, and Giroux couldn't finish.
The speed of Maurice Jones sucks all of the Niagara defenders towards him into the paint. He's able to dish to Giroux, who's just not able to finish the dunk.
This guy's got a motor.
This Windsor offense looks fantastic tonight. It just is a different team, Brett.
Absolutely. We're going to take a short break here. Windsor up by 11, 79 to 68 here with 8:06 left in the fourth quarter on Knoxstrom.tv. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the fourth quarter, folks. Fourth quarter basketball on Knoxstrom.tv is brought to you by DC Water Basement Waterproofing and Concrete Raising. Make sure to check them out. DC Basement Waterproofing and Concrete Raising, a proud sponsor of Knoxstrom.tv and Windsor Express basketball.
Ran by local man Doug Collins, great guy in the community. DC Basement Waterproofing and Concrete Raising, here to serve you in the Windsor community for a long-standing group of great people.
Jardine on the baseline turns it over, but there will be we'll see a traveling violation first. Jardine got himself in the weeds there. Unfortunately, results in a turnover.
In the 19th turnover for Niagara, this is a very, very important time for them to take care of the basketball. Under 8 minutes left in the fourth. They need to make a push, Brett.
Turnovers so far today, pretty high for both teams, actually.
19 up. And when you look at the points off the turnovers, it's almost even. Windsor's a +1. But really down the stretch, with Niagara being down by 11, they have to take care of the basketball.
Yeah, points really across bench scoring, points in the paint, second chance points, points off turnovers, all very close.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder what a playoff series between these two teams would be like. A lot of heart and hustle, I'd have to say.
Yeah, or how, despite everything being so close, Niagara up the season series 4-1.
Jones cannot complete the transition run. Jardine the other way. Puts the floater up. And Nick Evans knocked it away, but Carl Hall gets it back. Nick Evans going to be called for the foul on the second chance opportunity.
Nick Evans doing his very best to defend the basket, protect that rim.
That will be, that's just Nick's second foul of the game.
Niagara 7-10 from the line.
And Carl Hall continues that strong shooting.
Yeah. Strong shooting when you look at the field goal percentage, up around 60 on the season. So he makes the second.
Former Wichita State Shocker, Carl Hall. have one more substitution in. Juan Patillo checks in for Gernard Giroux.
And important now with the free throws out of the way, the lead in single digits, pardon me.
Absolutely. Jones gets around Carl Hall. In the corner, Keith catches, puts his foot on the ground, drives, leaves it for one.
Yeah.
Time and space there, and Windsor converts for two.
I think Carl Hall left Juan Patillo standing there all alone.
Hall crosses over at the free throw line, turns it over. There's one with the steal. Over to Bennett. Alley-oop. No. Bennett down low, tried to convert. No good. Tyler Murray going the other way. Lewis. That's a jump ball. Nice job by Maurice Jones.
Yeah. Great instincts and IQ by Maurice Jones to see that he was able to get his hand onto that basketball and cause the jump ball.
And only on the basketball. That's the hardest part. You never want to attack someone's wrist or hand. That's pretty hard to do.
Yeah, great hand-eye coordination and, of course, timing from Maurice Jones.
Niagara gets the ball back. Lewis tries to convert. There's Jones. Leaves it for Keith. Oh, blocked by Marcus Lewis.
But look who came up with the ball, Maurice Jones.
Shaq. 11 points. Down to oh. That's going to go Windsor Express basketball.
A lot of these shots haven't fallen in transition, but boy, has it been a lot of fun to watch. Maurice Jones' motor has been a difference maker tonight. He has had his hands in the lanes through the duration of 4 quarters. What a tenacious defender, number 11, Maurice Jones.
And when Duncan has been out this year, Maurice Jones has been almost the only point guard option. Over 50 minutes he played against in an Orangeville loss, an overtime loss to Orangeville, pardon me.
Yeah, starter numbers, starter minutes when necessary. Nick Evans called for the travel, no basket.
So you know this guy's got endurance. He's got the skill set to be a very successful player at this level.
Yeah, he is fantastic.
Murray, defended by Ellenson. Looking down low, Commons at the elbow.
There we go.
Nick Evans with the rebound.
I wanted to see Commons take the ball into the painted area there and place him back to the basket. We know his plethora of post moves he has.
Patillo working against Commons.
It's a good matchup to watch right there.
Jones working against Jardine.
Look at the speed. Look at the speed.
Tony goes to the right spot and gets rewarded with 2 points.
Yeah, Maurice Jones pulling the defenders where he wants them, finding the open man.
O'Corey misses. Carl Hall collects, second chance, scores for 2.
Carl Hall all alone under the basket. Now with double-digit scoring, he has 11 for the River Lions.
4:30 to go in the fourth. Jones. Reach and foul assessed to Chris Commons. Windsor will have possession on the baseline. Trying to box Maurice Jones in a little bit. And
yeah, he's very difficult to contain and very easy to foul because of the speed. Windsor turns it over.
Murray. Nice job to shield off to the defender and convert for 2.
And huge for Niagara. A Windsor turnover, 2 points off those turnovers, and they cut it to single digits. Windsor now up just 9.
Just over 4 minutes to play here. Windsor looking to close it out.
Yeah, Niagara needs to stop here.
Elbow. Jones.
Tough to the rack.
I've never seen a finish like that.
Unbelievable.
But he makes it look easy. Maurice Jones with a tough deuce. Jardine steps into a 3-ball. Converts. The 3-ball is good. There's going to be a foul on the floor. That one's just going to go against Chris Commons. I thought maybe Niagara was going to get the ball back.
But in a very important bucket
Huge.
for the River Lions after Maurice Jones with some more magic. So he keeps it again now, single digits lead for the Windsor Express. And we're in the same spot again. Niagara needs to stop.
Just over 3.5 to go. High screen. Jones finds Juan, mid-range. It's Cash.
That mid-range game for Juan Patillo is deadly.
Last week, Juan Patillo cleaned it up with 19 boards. This week, he's lighting it up from the field, and he's today's leading scorer.
Yep. 20-plus points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, ultra-efficient shooting.
Jardine. A foul away. Chris Commons and Carl Hall ran into each other. Nick Evans going to be called for the foul.
I got to tell you, if Windsor gets out of here with a victory, and that's a big if, still 2:59 left on the clock, Maurice Jones with 6 points, 5 assists, and 3 boards might be the player of the game. Those numbers are very, very deceiving, folks.
Absolutely. You never know how many steals he's had in a while,
Right,
too.
we don't have that on the DAC stat.
We'd have to wait till the hard copy downstairs.
And maybe when we talk about the hockey assists, right?
Yeah.
With the extra pass and everything he's done on the defensive end and all the plays he's broken up, he has been the motor for the Windsor Express tonight. My hat's off to Maurice Jones. But like I said, still time left. Just under a tick under 3 minutes left. Windsor up by 10.
Good to see Chris Commons leave the floor under his own power. Ten-point deficit for Niagara. Kirk Williams Jr. down low, gets it to go. Oh. Thought it was going to go for the and one.
That would have been huge. But now very important free throws for Kirk Williams Jr., who is no stranger to pressure.
That's going to be Nick Evans' fourth.
So in a best case scenario, he makes both and cuts the Windsor lead to 8.
Yep. Windsor has fouled enough so that Niagara is in bonus. So the next 2:55 or overtime, they will shoot free throws on every subsequent foul. 2 more fouls to give for Niagara.
And Niagara, traditionally a very good free throw shooting team, 9 of 12 tonight so far for 75%.
KWJ.
Former NBLC Finals MVP.
The Express crowd trying to make him miss, trying to make it harder for him. And he gets the friendly WFCU Center crowd rim. Sorry, he gets the friendly bounce off the rim.
Yeah, the friendly bounce for Captain Kirk. These former Express players have an uncanny ability to make things happen on their old floor.
2:45 to go. Six to shoot. Step back jumper. No good. Chasing it down is Nick Evans. Almost ending up in the first row is Nick Evans.
But very close to saving that ball, more impressively.
Gotta have dancer feet to tiptoe that baseline sometimes.
Niagara absolutely has to score here.
Hall will go to the free throw line. And DeAndre Thomas will check in now. No, DeAndre Thomas is going to go back to the bench. No. Hard to tell who's going to stay, who's going to go. Bill Jones trying to play the chess game right now with 2:22 left. And likewise, Keith Vassell for Niagara trying to get his team a victory here, trying to take one.
Yeah.
Down 8.
Carl Hall, 3 of 4 from the free throw line tonight. On the season, Brett, 31 of 48, 64.6%. Very, very important free throws here for Niagara.
2:22 to go. Nick Evans has 5 fouls. Darren Duncan checked in for Wally Ellenson. So effectively 3 point guards in the game for the Windsor Express now, with Tony Bennett probably going to round out and play the 3.
We might see them try to chew up as much clock as possible and play some hot potato.
And of course, you probably got your 2 most talented passing bigs as well in the game with Juan and DeAndre.
I would have to absolutely agree with you there. It makes for some great ball facilitation and their ability to move the rock and chew some clock up.
7-point game. Niagara looking for a stop. Windsor looking to add some more. And they do just that.
Yeah.
Duncan with a big 3, his first of the game.
Maurice Jones penetrates with the drive, sucks the defense in, kicks out to Darren Duncan, cans the triple. Couldn't have scripted any better.
Bennett collects that one. Off the miss from Kirk Williams Jr.
And I guess that's the other benefit of having those point guards out there. Brett is the 3-point shot, which can be opened up as we just seen.
Duncan to his left. Loses it. Nice job by Niagara to create that turnover. KWJ with the slam. Turnover.
Oh boy.
8-point game. O'Corey to the cup.
Count it.
6-point game.
Count it. Off a turnover.
90 seconds to go.
Niagara is alive.
Juan looking to inbound it.
And great defense. Almost a turnover.
Tony Bennett with a great athletic play just to get it inbound. Duncan is fouled by O'Corey. Looked to be pretty straight up. So with 1:20 to go with a 6-point lead, Darren Duncan is fouled.
Crazy. Windsor up by 10, and just like that, you blink, and the lead diminished to 6.
So one more foul to give for Niagara before Windsor will shoot. So 1:20 to go. Windsor with no fouls to give, worth noting. Here we go.
8 on the shot clock.
Patillo.
Oh,
Robbed. DeAndre with the offensive rebound. Kicks it out for Maurice. He's got a fresh shot clock. Smart idea from DeAndre.
yeah, excellent job hitting the reset button.
Duncan. Bennett. Can he do it again? It's a miss with 45 seconds to go. 6-point game. O'Corey up the floor quick. Lewis.
Niagara's got to score fast. And they do. And count it. Niagara River Lions. Kirk Williams Jr. Who else with the potential 3-point play?
Kirk Williams Jr. looking to make this a 3-point game.
And in a hypothetical situation of Niagara winning, this would be a pretty epic collapse, considering Windsor was up by 10. But would we expect any less in a game this close and this entertaining? Kirk Williams Jr. makes it count.
3-point game. 90 to 87. No fouls to give for Niagara.
Yeah.
Windsor will go to the free throw line. They're going to play straight up.
Yeah, both teams need to play stout defense, not turn the ball over, find a quality shot.
10 to shoot. Duncan. Inside the 3-point line. Bennett. Kirk Williams Jr. on the run to Murray.
Clock ticking. And
1-point game.
And it's followed up by Kirk Williams Jr., who, like you said, Brett, makes it a 1-point game. 9.3 left. Holy moly, what just happened here?
A 9-0 run in a minute's time for Niagara has made this game very interesting. We're going to collect ourselves, take a quick break, and when we come back, the final moments of the fourth quarter here on Knoxroom.tv. All right, coming out of the timeout, Niagara will foul on the inbound. It looks like they've already spoken to the official about that. And they will send someone to the free throw line. Just a matter of time, just a matter of who the ball will be inbounded to, or if they can cause a 5-second count. That would be best case scenario.
Yes, it absolutely would. And Niagara has given Windsor a hard time on recent inbounds, playing great defense.
Windsor looking to close it out.
And it's
And Marcus Lewis and Kirk Williams Jr. will combine for the foul. Well, it looked like Ellenson was losing his balance there, just as the call was being made. So DeAndre Thomas will sub in now. Smart move by the Windsor Express by putting all the guards in that they have.
Unfortunately for Niagara, they put Ellenson on the line, who's an 83% free throw shooter, so one of the better shooters on the floor for Windsor as he makes the first.
Huge.
Nothing but net. And like you said, Brett, huge.
So that takes the 2-point shot. Well, this will put the 2-point shot on ice, perhaps. And he does.
It does. So now Niagara will have one crack at a triple attempt to maybe try and send this thing to overtime.
Who knows, they might go for the quick 2 and try and foul again, but we're hoping, I would assume that Vassell would perhaps try and go for the tie. Only 7.5 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Make sure you stick around, folks, for our Knockstrom post game with Aaron Sanders and Justin Prince. What kind of situation do you think is going to be coming out of here, Kobe? What do you think?
I'm feeling that there's going to be a 3-point shot, but I think you're entirely correct. There's a possibility that they could go for the quick 2. I think it depends on the look and who comes off the floor here for Coach Bill Jones in terms of matchups, because they have found success inside, and a quick 2 could stretch this thing out a little further. 7.5 seconds doesn't seem like a lot of time, and it's not, but if you can score quickly, it can be micromanaged in a way that it could get Niagara a victory.
Absolutely. The ball will be advanced from the baseline to the front court around the coach's line box. You see a small mark there where the officials are to the left of the screen.
Yeah. We have to get a look at what shooters come out here for the River Lions.
Nick O'Corey, Kirk Williams Jr., Marcus Lewis.
So you wonder, is Nick O'Corey the decoy? We'll find out shortly.
Murray will inbound. O'Corey's on the far side of the field, or far side of the court. Maybe look for a swing motion for him in the left side corner. But the look doesn't have to come right off the inbound.
It doesn't, and I think Carl Hall's going to be cutting towards the basket.
Giroux, try and be as big as he can be on this inbound. O'Corey in the corner, rises and shoots. It's off the mark. Juan Patillo will draw the foul. 2 defenders all over Nick O'Corey.
And the Windsor Express come away with a hard-fought.
They're going to say there's 4 seconds still left in the game. A foul was committed by Marcus Lewis on the rebound, I believe. That's why there might be a little bit of confusion on the floor.
I will hold my breath.
So still 4 seconds left, I believe. I believe it was 4.1 when the foul was committed.
If that's the case, yes, this game is not over.
So with a 3-point lead, Windsor can add to it, but if he misses both...
But the crowd got me going thinking
right.
that this thing was all but iced. I apologize.
So they're going to give him 3. They're going to give him 3 full seconds. So a second more than I thought.
Regardless, Juan Patillo at the free throw line with a chance to extend the lead.
Well, they don't call it March Madness for nothing.
This was one of the better games on the year. Patillo misses.
Makes it interesting now.
Regardless of who wins here, I've really enjoyed the quality of basketball that's been displayed by both sides here tonight at the WFCU Center.
Absolutely. Look forward to see what JP and Aaron Sanders have for us in the post game. Patillo with that makes it a 4-point game, 93-89. And that will prompt a timeout call by Niagara. The ball will move from the baseline to the front court, and now they'll have a shot. Only one more shot left in the arsenal.
Hey.
But you could draw a foul on the
I
three-point
was
play.
just going to say that. Who knows? Maybe Nick Okori goes fading into the stands and gets fouled on the three-point attempt, cans it, and then gets to the free throw line. And we get to stick around for some more great basketball.
Free basketball. So for a game that started a little late, only just over 2 hours from tip to ending there. So a really strong, fast-paced game. We saw some terrific offenses, some great defenses. And Kobe, we're going to show our NBO Canada fans what it's all about here as we always stand up for the closing moments of the fourth quarter here.
Yeah.
Good luck to our folks at NBO Canada Live Nation. Thank you for all your support, and of course, all of our wonderful sponsors.
I love the shooting, Brett, tonight by both teams, over 50%. And then we got a good look at some really enjoyable three-point baskets, some great plays at the rim, hard-fought 50-50 balls. Great game all around. And in my humble opinion, and this is no disrespect to Juan Patillo and his 26 points, because he was electric.
He was fire.
I cannot say enough about the job Maurice Jones has done tonight.
Absolutely. The hockey assist, the floor general, whatever you want to say, Maurice Jones does it all. But Niagara still with a shot with 3 seconds to go. Looking to get a clean three off. Okori sweeps through, is going to rise up. And that's going to do it. What a game, Kobe. 93-89. The Windsor Express improved their record to 12-13. Niagara will drop their record to 9-17. First, so in a battle between two NBO Central teams, just the smallest of margins mean the biggest difference.
Definitely, and Windsor now has won 7 of their last 9 and are definitely surging since the changes, the new players coming. We've got a good look at the impact of Tony Bennett moving forward, and that this Windsor Express team, after beating London, after beating Niagara in a dogfight, have to legitimately like their chances at making a run at a title moving forward.
Absolutely, and of course we're going to be here next week, March 22nd here against the Orangeville A's, and that's an important game for Kobe because that game was the last home game for the Windsor Express before they go on the road. 9 days, they're going to play 6 games, all on the road away from home. That's going to be tough.
Absolutely, and one you know that they're going to want to pick up a W in. Important game at the WFCU Center as the crowd, as the players raise their hands, clapping for the crowd, showing their express and admiration for these fans that have watched this great basketball game.
I'd have to say my favorite player of today's game, Juan Patillo, 26 points, lit it up from mid-range, driving, dishing, doing it all, and of course a couple highlight reel dunks as well for our good man Audley to cut up. So we're going to send it downstairs for the post-game show with Aaron Sanders and Justin Prince. Is there anything you'd like to add, Kobe, my friend?
No, we're good to go. It's been a great game. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and we will see you next time.
Absolutely. For Brett Hedges and Kobe K and the rest of the Knoxstrom.tv crew, I'd like to thank you for tuning in, and we'll send it downstairs for post-game show with Aaron Sanders and Justin Prince. Take care, folks. We'll be back next week.
And at the end of it, 93-89, the Windsor Express pick up a 2-game winning streak, and Niagara's 2-game winning streak, of course, comes to a close. We're courtside, and JP, the second half, had plenty of plays to consider. I mean, alley-oop after another, but it pretty much got scrappy in the interior game.
Yes, indeed. The interior game got very scrappy. 46 points in paint for Niagara, 36 for Windsor. So this was a very points in the paint oriented game down the stretch, that's for sure. And very scrappy. And the Riverlions were almost able to pull off a victory down the stretch too with that 9-2 run, in part because of that scrappiness on the inside with Kirk Williams Jr. with the N1. Then the putback layup to Brant within 1. So they could have got the victory, the Riverlions, but just was a little too late for them.
And they were up by 11. They were down by 11 at one point, tried to come back to it, like you said, but could not finish it off when it came down to the wire. But what amazed me that the Windsor Express, despite the scrappiness and considering that they went off a dead shooting string every once in a while, they finished off 57% from the field, which surprises not only me, but of course everybody here at the WFCU Center tonight.
That is a blistering hot field goal percentage. You mentioned that they're the 57%. Both of these teams were shooting very well tonight, not even 50%. But of course the defense was there on both sides to keep the offense within check. Both teams with 20 plus turnovers to keep them within check. But right now, you have to be amazed by something like that. 57% shooting from the field. That is pretty hard to do in a game. And I feel that if there was even one or two more missed shots by Windsor, this could have also went the other way down the stretch here.
Hats off to Coach Keith Vassell for giving the River Lions faith and power once again into the River Lions team. I mean, once again, a week ago, it was like this. The River Lions were in the cellar. They still are, but now you add a veteran leadership in the presence known as Coach Vassell. He added a lot of leadership and discipline into this team, and I believe they have finally found themselves a factor capable of them running into the playoffs soon enough.
Indeed, and in my opinion, I noticed this while watching Coach Vassell as he was coaching today, compared to Grasse. No offense to Grasse, but Grasse showed a lot of emotion. It seemed it would always, if there's a bad call, be at the top of his lungs, kind of thing. While Coach Vassell seemed calm and composed for the most part, kind of like a Bill Jones kind of counterpart, if you don't mind the comparison there. But both of them, of course, good coaches, but of course I think that calm leadership helped Niagara down the stretch, especially when things were starting to look a bit out of hand, because in any other situation, if you do not have that composure, of course they're going to end up falling apart. They kept that composure, brought it back in with that run down the stretch, brought it from a double-digit lead for Windsor to just the single-digit 4-point victory. So I feel this team is going to have a lot of good games going forward, hopefully like this one.
And exactly, 1 month until the season is over. Game ball to Juan Patillo. He dropped 26 points. But hats off, too, to Darren Duncan for supplying everything he could, and especially Wally Ellenson, but Juan Patillo's night. Yes,
Juan Patillo, 26 points, 11 of 17 shooting. He was feeling it tonight, that's for sure. The offense was flowing through him, it seemed. And I mentioned you had to have a second or third person on top, another person on top of Wally Ellenson, who had 14 points overall. Tony Bennett filled into that role with the 18 points. But you also mentioned there with Darren Duncan. The stat lines aren't that, like shocking out of the page. 3 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. But that was he produced more off the ball, it seemed, or off the stat sheet rather, than what was shown there. He helped the ball play with the motions, helped this offense keep flowing throughout the night. Even though it was a little bit of a quiet night for him scoring, he was still able to help this team produce on offense, that's for sure.
And both clubs will now have a week of rest upon them. Niagara doesn't have to play until next Thursday, where they host the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. Of course, that's going to be a big matchup to watch. And the Windsor Express won't be back here until next Wednesday, where they play against the Orangeville A's. Their final home game until they play 6 games on the road for 9 days. So this is, of course, a must-win situation, considering what's going on. And we'll be back tomorrow down the 401 at Bud Gardens, where the London Lightning play against the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. That is a big game. 7 p.m. Pre-game will start around 6:55 Eastern Daylight Time, 7:55 Atlantic Standard Time. So that's it from here. Final score once again, 93-89. The Windsor Express pull out a big one in a big way. We'll see you folks tomorrow night, but until then, this has been a presentation of Knockstrom Digital Media, producing the media excellence in Southern Ontario. For JP, Justin, Prince, and everybody else, this be Aaron Sanders saying so long from the Rose City.